Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Bhagavad Gita as it is, second chapter, text number 14, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 14th of February, 1975, in Mexico.
Sri Rupam Sakrajatam Matra Sparsangstu Kaunteya Sitosna Sukha Dukkada Agama Painu Nitya Tang Titikha Savara. So, from last night's discussion, it is to be concluded that we are not going to die. Krishna said, not only he, but also Arjuna and all others who are present in the battlefield, they will continue to exist. So, how we shall exist, that is also discussed, that as we are existing now, we are accepted a type of material body and existing. Similarly, after finishing this body, I will accept another body and exist. Now the question is that in what kind of body I shall exist after finishing this body. That is also explained that if we like, we can exist in the higher planetary system where the duration of life is very, very long, the sense enjoyment is very, very perfect, more than this world, this we can have. Similarly, we can exist in lower grade of life, like cats, dogs, insects, trees, aquatics, like that. And we can exist also in the same way as we are existing now. And we can exist also exactly like God, eternal life of bliss and knowledge. Actually, spiritual body means eternal life of bliss and knowledge. This body which you are possessing now, material body, it is neither eternal nor blissful nor full of knowledge. Every one of us, we know that this material body will be finished and it is full of ignorance. We cannot say anything what is beyond this world. We have got senses, but they are all limited, imperfect. Sometimes we are very much proud of seeing and challenge, can you show me God? But we forget to remember that as soon as the light is gone, the power of my seeing is gone. Therefore, the whole body is imperfect and with full of ignorance. The spiritual body means full of knowledge, just opposite. So, we can get that body next life and we have to cultivate how to get that type of body. We can cultivate to get the next body in the higher planetary system, or we can cultivate the next body like cats and dogs, and we can cultivate such body as eternal blissful knowledge. Therefore, the best intelligent person will try to get next body full of blissfulness, knowledge and eternity. That is explained in the Bhagavad Gita, Jadgatyana nivartante taddhamam paramam mama. That place, that planet or that sky where you go and will never return back to this material world. In the material world, even if you promote to the highest planetary system, Brahmaloka, still you will have to come back again. And if you try your best to go to the spiritual world, back to home, back to Godhead, you will not come again to accept this material body. Then the question is that if I am eternal, why there are so many miserable conditions of life? and why I am forced to die? So this is actually the intelligent question, that if I am eternal, then why I shall remain in this material body which is subjected to death, birth, old age and disease. Therefore Krishna instructs that this miserable condition of life is due to this material body. Those who are karmis, means those who are engaged in sense gratification, they are called karmis. The karmis do not care for future. They simply want immediate facilities of life. Just like a child, without the care of the parents, he plays whole day, doesn't care for future life, do not take any education. But in the human form of life, if you are actually intelligent, we shall try our best how to get that life or body where there is no more death, birth, old age and disease. So this Krishna consciousness movement means to educate people for that purpose. Now one may say that if I simply devote in Krishna consciousness, then how my material necessities will be supplied? So the answer is there in the Bhagavad Gita, that anyone who is simply engaged in Krishna consciousness, for his necessities of life, Krishna will look after. Krishna is looking after for everyone's maintenance. Eka jo bahunam vidudhati kaman, that one supreme person is maintaining the necessities of all living entities. So, for a devotee who is trying to go back to home, back to Godhead, there will be no scarcity, be rest assured. Yes, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Tisam satadujuktanam yogokhemam mahamaham. A devotee who is engaged always in my service, I look after how his necessities of life will be fulfilled. Practical example is that in this Krishna consciousness movement, we have got 100 centers. And in each temple, not less than 25 up to 250 devotees live. So, we have no fixed up means of income. And we are spending in all the branches $80,000 per month. But by grace of Krishna, we have no scarcity, everything is supplied. People are surprised sometimes that these people do not work, do not take any profession, simply chant Hare Krishna, how they live. So that is no question. If cats and dogs can live at the mercy of God, the devotees can live very comfortably by the mercy of God. There is no such question. But if somebody thinks that I have taken to Krishna consciousness, but I am suffering for so many things. For them, or for all of us, the instruction is, Matra sparshasta kontiya situsna sukhadukkada. This pains and pleasure is just like winter and summer. In the winter, the water is painful, and in the summer, the water is pleasing. So, what is the position of the water? It is pleasing or painful? It is neither painful, neither pleasing, but in certain season, by touching the skin, it appears to be painful or pleasing. Such pains and pleasure is explained herein, they are coming and going. They are not permanent. Agama apayana anitya means they are coming and going, therefore they are not permanent. Krishna therefore advises, tang titikkhasya bharita, just tolerate. But you do not forget your real business, Krishna consciousness. Don't care for this material pains and pleasure. Of course, we shall try our best if there is same pains and pleasure to counteract it. But even it is not done, don't be misled by these so-called pains and pleasure. So one of the devotional qualities is titiksha, tolerance. That should we learn how to tolerate in every condition of life. Just like those who are actually brahmanas in India. We have got also brahmanas in the Western countries now created. So because it is pinching cold, they do not forget to take bath early in the morning. It is simply practice. It may be painful for 1 day or 2 days, but if you practice, it is no longer painful. So one should not give up the practice of taking bathing early in the morning because it is severe cold. That is not. Similarly, in the summer season, because it is scorching heat, one should not decide that we shall stop cooking. Because in the kitchen it may be too hot, but for that reason we cannot give up cooking. Similarly, all the rules and regulations that are there, it may be painful, but we cannot give it up. We have to learn how to tolerate. Therefore Krishna Advai says, Tang titikkassa bharata. My dear Arjuna, the good descendant of Bharat Maharaj, you try to tolerate this. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has advised therefore just to advance in Krishna consciousness how one should be tolerant. He has said, Tinadapi sunichena, just you become humbler than the grass. Just like on grass, so many people are trampling over, it does not protest. Tinadapi suni, taroropi soisuna, and tolerant more than the tree. Just like tree, somebody is taking its branches, sometimes is snatching its fruit, sometimes cutting it, but still the tree is giving you shelter, fruit and leaves and fruits and flowers. So anyone who is desiring to go back to home, back to Godhead, he has to learn to be tolerant and forbearing. That is the instruction of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Tinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahisnana, amanina manadena. For himself, one should always think that he has no respect. He doesn't require to command any respect. But all respects he offers to others. In this way, if we become practice, then we become fit for going back to Godhead, back to home. That will be explained in the next verse. Janahi navatayanti te purusam purusarasara samadukha sukham dhiran samritataya kalpita. If one practices like that, then he becomes fit for going back to home, back to God. So, practice, anything you practice. In Bengali it is said, shorirer naam mahasaya jasa habe taisa. You practice in your body, and if you come to the point of tolerance, then anything you can practice and it will be tolerable. Just like in the morning when you go for morning walk, they are practicing running. So many people are practicing running, but I cannot run. So if I practice for some days, I can also run. So anything you practice, you will be successful. So if by practicing Krishna consciousness, you can go back to home, back to Godhead, why should you neglect it? That will solve your all problems. The real problem is birth, death, old age and disease. And if you can solve this problem simply by practicing some regulatory principles, why don't you do it? So that is our request. We are opening hundreds of centers to give training to the people to practice this and go back to home, back to God. But you cannot go back to home, back to Godhead so cheaply. You have to practice certain regulatory principles, then you will be fit. That is not very difficult, and if you practice, that will be very easy. And the beginning should be chanting the Hare Krishna mantra so that you will be fit for practicing also. So therefore take full advantage of this moment. Now it is when we have got center in your city, I request you to take full advantage of this Krishna consciousness movement and be successful in your life. But rest assured, do not be misled, that after finishing this body, every one of us will have to accept another body. If we neglecting the rules and regulations, if we have to accept the body of a dog, just imagine how much displeasing it will be. We have to take to this principle, as Krishna says, Madhajajino pi janti ma. Anyone who is engaged in Krishna consciousness, he comes to me. Practice this Krishna consciousness and go back to home, back to Godhead.